Hello and welcome to my More Than Autumn class to go. This is day number 3 of this class to go. On day 1 we made this card, Pumpkin Spice. This calls for pumpkin spice, so cute, fun fold card. Yesterday we made this one, Autumn is the Best. Such a cute card. I think you'll love this one as well. And today we are making this one. And we're going to get into this one in just a second, but this one might be my favorite. I absolutely love this card. I'll show you why in just a minute. If you want to earn this class to go for free, all you need to do is place an order in my online store. There's a link in the video description. You do need to use the host code for orders under $150. So make sure you're using that host code when you are placing an order, and again, that host code is in my online store. There are extra benefits at the $100 and the $150 level when you place an order, and you can get all of those details in the video description, or click over to my blog, which is also linked down below in the video description, and you'll get all the details on my blog as well. This is the bundle we're using today. It is a massive bundle. There are so many stamps, lots of dies, and you can customize the greetings to anything you want. So if you don't like the greetings I put on there, you can put whatever greeting you want. There are so many different options, absolute endless options with this bundle. Completely adorable, and you can find that on page 49 in our mini catalog. All right, if you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out. It helps my business, and you never miss a video. All right, this is the card we're making today, our More Than Autumn hot cocoa card. Nothing's better than hot cocoa, except maybe you. And there's a gift card in there. Isn't that so sweet? What a fun little treat for anybody. This would be a great teacher gift for, the holidays this year. I think I might make a few more of these and give them to all the teachers for Christmas this year. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to start with our embellishments this time, because I want to give them plenty of time to dry. And when I say dry, I mean because we're going to color them. So I have my dark Night of Navy Stampin' Blend, and I'm going to use my brush tip, and I'm going to use this darker blue one up here. And I apologize for the lighting. We just lost the sun again. It's kind of a cloudy, overcast day, and so the sun keeps going in and out, and I have all my lights on, and the sun keeps going in and out. So I'm just giving these a quick color with my brush tip. I'm doing it very gently, just kind of going around. Because this is an alcohol marker, it will dry on this smooth surface. But I just want to make sure that I give it plenty of time to dry. So we're going to set that aside, and we now have 3 Night of Navy embellishments to go with our card. So I'm going to set those aside. We'll come back to those in just a minute. All right, let's look at the rest of our card base here. Let me move these out of the way. I've already done a lot of the stamping in advance just to save us a little bit of time on the video. So let's get the kind of the base of our card put together. So I'll move that out of the way. All the measurements are going to be listed in the video description, so I'm not going to rattle them off. You can check the measurements. I don't want to give you the wrong measurements. But this is just going to be, I believe this is 7 3/4 this way. And then we scored it at 2 1/4, I believe, because my cardstock, or my DSP is 2. So I think we scored it at 2 1/4. All right, check the measurements in the video description. So my DSP is from the iconic Celebrations DSP, and that is in the online exclusive section of my online store. So if you're looking for a whole package of this, it is there. And I love these snowflakes. So we have one piece that goes on the flap. We have another piece that's going to go on the inside of the card here. This DSP is so gorgeous, and it really just makes some beautiful backgrounds. And you don't have to do a whole lot of work. You don't have to do all the stamping on this. It's really kind of stunning all on its own. Okay, this is going to be for the outside. So I'm going to wait to stick that on. But let's talk about our gift card holder on the inside here. So we need to cut a slit in it, and there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. You can do that with your paper trimmer. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool with the Crafters Editions tips on there. So I have the little hobby knife, or the X-Acto knife, whatever you want to call it. This is on my Take Your Pick tool as the Crafters Edition, and I'm just going to take a ruler, and we're going to just line this up, and I'm going to cut directly on my glass mat, and it's going to be just fine. But if you have a surface that you don't want to cut on, you can put a piece of chipboard underneath. That will help protect your surface. But I'm using the grid lines on my glass mat. I'm making sure this is lined up with one line. I'm using the grid line for my ruler, making sure that's lined up. And I'm going to hold everything nice and steady. And with my knife right up against my ruler, I'm just going to cut into that. All right, and you want to go almost all the way to the edge. So you can see I went almost all the way to the edge here, almost all the way to the edge at the bottom. And I think you might have to go just a smidgen more. This is just wide enough to fit a gift card. So you just need to stick your gift card in and make sure that it fits. So just a little bit more on this side. And once you have the cut, you can just stick the knife in there and just give it another centimeter or so until that gift card slides perfectly in there. So that's perfect. And then this will go. We'll put that one back in there. Okay, so we have our gift card ready to go. And I should grab another gift card. I have a bunch of, like, whoop, everything's falling. I have a bunch of old gift cards that I've been given. They're all empty. So it doesn't matter. Let me find a good Christmas one. It's a nice little Christmas one, a little Santa one. That'll work. And so we'll stick that in there. Perfect, just like that. All right, now the front of this, I've already stamped with the little marshmallow stamp. I've stamped that over and over again just to make a fun little background. All right, let's put our ruler away. And we're gonna adhere this down to our card base. And I actually like to do it with the gift card inside, just so that I make sure to leave plenty of room. So I have the gift card on the bottom here, and I'm gonna use liquid glue for this. You can use tear and tape, but you want something really strong. And I'm just putting a little bit just along the bottom. And then I'm gonna add some to the top. I'm not even gonna put some on the side because the slit is kind of, it's small enough that the gift card's not gonna, you know, slide out the side or anything like that. So just make sure this is nice and straight-ish. And with the liquid glue, you get a couple of seconds to move it around. I'm just gonna kind of burnish the top and the bottom there. And then your gift card should slide in and out just like that. You can use glue dots or something else to stick on your gift card. If you don't want to do that slit, I would just put a couple glue dots on the back and then just stick it on just like that. You don't even have to cut the slit. So if you don't want to cut the slit, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to do that. So that is going to be the base of our card. So let's get to the rest of this. Actually, let's do except maybe you. I've already stamped this on the paper. This little piece of paper is measured and will come in your kit. And then you also have another half sheet or half-inch piece of that DSP. So I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on that. I have a lot of pieces right here in my camera view. And we're just going to stick the DSP right below the greeting, just like that. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut this into a flagged end. So I'm just going to kind of go cut the middle, then go from corner to the middle and corner to the middle. And that will give you your little flagged end. Now, if you have a punch or a die that you like to do that flagged end with, you can do that. And then we're just going to stick this on to the front of our piece here. Except maybe you. Nothing's better than hot cocoa, except maybe you. All right, let's work on the front now. We're gonna do just a tiny bit of stamping. We're gonna stamp all these little hearts all over the background here. I'm gonna grab just a little piece of scratch paper just to protect my work surface. The little heart does come in that Nothing's Better Than, or More Than Autumn stamp set. And so I have my Misty Moonlight here. We used Misty Moonlight cardstock for our base, and I am just going to kind of go through and I'm stamping the heart. I'm stamping it a couple of times without re-inking it, just so you get that fun tone on tone color there. And let's see, a few more. One more like right there, and we'll go there. Perfect. So we're just going all the way across. Actually, let's do one up there and one. Okay, I can keep adding more, but let's stop. Okay. All right, so we have our little hearts going across, and let's find that piece, the Misty Moonlight piece. This is gonna go right onto, just like this. And we have the rest of our greeting. Now we're gonna wait until we finish up our cup before we add the rest of our greeting onto this. I'm just gonna set this aside. We'll talk more about that in a second. But let's get to our little cup. So we have our little hot cocoa cup. I've already stamped these, like I said. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see the coloring a little bit better. We have our marshmallows and we have our cup. And for the sleeve on the cup, I stamped the hearts repeatedly over, and I just used Post-it notes to kind of mask off the edge, just to make sure those hearts were only stamped on the sleeve. For our marshmallows, we're going to do the same thing that we did to our whipped cream in card number 1. And we're just going to use Pool Party, and I'm just going to add a little bit of shading. And you can see this shading a little bit better in the pictures. So if you're curious what this looks like, check out the pictures on my blog. You can see the shading much better on that. But just a little bit of shading, just so it doesn't look like it's stark white. It just adds a little bit of depth. All right, let's get to our little cup here. I'm going to go with Light Misty Moonlight. And we're just going to do some messy coloring here. I'm going to go over the whole thing with Light Misty Moonlight. Just give that sleeve a good wash of color. And then for the hearts, I'm going to use Dark Night of Navy, the same one we used for our little embellishments. And this is just going to make the hearts stand out off of that sleeve a little bit better. So I'm going to use the Dark Night of Navy, and I'm just coloring all the heart pieces. I started with that middle heart because I wanted to make sure there was one full heart right in the middle, and then you just kind of fill in the extras. All right, now for our cup, we're going to go for a brown cup. We're going to use Pecan Pie. So I'm going to give it a whole wash of color with my Pecan Pie. I'm not going to worry too much about getting to the edges because we're going to do that with our dark. So that's light. And then I'll go in with my dark Pecan Pie, and I'm going to kind of go under the sleeve of the cup, then along the sides, go along the bottom, along this side, and a little bit along the bottom. And then if you need to go in with the light Pecan Pie and just kind of smooth that out, you can. All right, I'm going to flip that over and do the top of the cup now, just the same way. Do color it with my light, and then go in above the sleeve, along the top where the artist lines are, along the sides. And then if you need to, you can just go in with your light again. Okay, that is our coloring. Quick and easy for this one, right? 1 cup, I think that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna put a little line of adhesive just along the top, just to add my marshmallows. So we're just gonna have those poking out the top of the cup just like that. And to further secure everything down, I'm going to use a dimensional right in the middle of that. All right, let's peel off these backings, and we'll stick this onto our piece here. I need to zoom out too on the camera, so let's zoom out just a little bit. We don't want to go out too far because we want to be able to see what we're doing here. All right, now I have my Nothing's Better Than greeting, and we're just going to trim this up. So I'm just going to have straight edges on the sides. So trim that side, and then just trim this. You can do this with scissors as well. And again, if you don't want to put this greeting on your card, you can do whatever greeting you want. This one's going to go flat on here. So I'm going to use my liquid glue. Glue dots would also be a good option here too. Nothing's better than, and that's going to line up right against the edge there. Just make sure it's nice and straight. Perfect. And then we have our hot cocoa greeting, and this is die cut out of Night of Navy, and I put an adhesive sheet on the back before I die cut it. So if you have the adhesive sheets, make sure you add them to the back before you die cut them. That's really going to help you out. Otherwise you got to use like liquid glue to adhere it down, and that can get very messy. Let's start with our hot. You can start with either the hot or the cocoa, whichever one you want. I want to make sure that I have enough room to put the hot though. So I'm going to start with hot. Nothing's better than hot. That's just going to go kind of right next to it. And I'm not burnishing anything down just yet because if it's not straight or I need to move it around, we have time to do that. I'm going to peel this off. And the O's, the center of the O's and the A's all came out perfectly, so we don't have to get those out. Nothing's better than hot Cocoa. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna grab my bone folder and I'm gonna gently just give everything a really good burnish. I'm gonna flip that over and give that a really good burnish from the back too. That's gonna really help those adhesive sheets really set. Okay, we are almost done. Let's get this onto our card. So I'm gonna put some dimensionals on the back of this. Now this part is extremely important to remember. We don't wanna put dimensionals on the entire back because we're gonna glue our card shut. So I am only gonna put dimensionals on the left side. I'm only gonna do a little row of 3 here, and that's gonna be plenty, and that's just gonna ensure that we did not glue our card shut. So let's bring our card back in. And the important part to remember here is that we wanna hide our gift card holder right here. So I want to make sure that it's far enough over to hide the gift card holder. You want to make sure that it's nice and straight and give those dimensionals a good press. And so everything is nice and hidden. Isn't that fun? All right, finish it off with those little rainbow dots that we colored earlier. And we are good to go with this one. I am telling you, this one I think is my favorite. I really love this card with our hidden gift card holder in there. So cute, right? So you'll have to let me know. Do you love this card? I love this card. So this was card number 3. Yesterday we made card number 2 and card number 1. Tomorrow is our very last day. I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek of our card for tomorrow. It is so adorable. I love this one too. So if you want this class to go, check out all the details in the video description to learn how to get this class to go for free. And I will be back tomorrow for card number 4. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.